Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode here on Gladiator Disc Golf. Today, I'm telling you what's in my bag. Alrighty, if you're brand new to the channel, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for coming and stopping by. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Alrighty, let's talk about what's in my bag. Okay, so in my last video, I asked if people wanted to know kind of what I was throwing and doing in the bag, and I got a lot of positive feedback that people wanted to see that. So I've put this video together, and I hope you guys find it super helpful. Maybe give you some ideas of things that you can include in your bag, and also just kind of let you know what I'm throwing. So first off, let's talk about the bag itself. This is a Latitude 64 DG Luxury E3. I've had it for about, let's see, it's September. I've had it for about 9 months. Okay, I got it as a kind of a early Christmas present, and I really like it. There is a ton of storage and a ton of pockets, and I just love that, and it can hold so many discs. And that was one thing that I was really looking for when I was looking into a new bag, is finding something that can hold discs and other things without having to sacrifice one or the other. I love to always be prepared on the course if I can. So 2 side pockets, 1 top pocket, another 2 bottom pockets, and a front pocket, as well as an umbrella holder, a pencil holder, and a cup holder. So what I keep in every pocket is pretty simple and straightforward, and it's things that I use on the course at some point. So on this side, I have this side pocket here, and this is where I hold the rule books, scorecards, anything like that. Things that I'm not always going for regularly. And recently I just put some sandpaper in here. I watched a video by Nate Sexton doing his in the bag, and he has like a little block, you know, those block sandpaper things to like help with the flashing, or if you scuff up a disc and it's fraying a little bit. And so I decided to put some in. Finally, I remembered it after months and months of wanting to do it, and I'm hoping that it'll work out for me. I obviously keep my pins on this side. I got a bunch of different ones. I've gotten a couple from Disc Golf Pins. If you haven't heard of them, go check them out. I think they're close to, if not, they already have pins for all 50 states. So super cool stuff. I keep them here because I'm not opening this pocket a lot, so I don't have to worry about them popping off or anything like that. This other side pocket, by the way, this is where the pencils go. This side pocket is just where I keep personals like wallet, keys, those kinds of things. Obviously, water pocket, pretty self-explanatory. One of the things that sold me on this bag was the umbrella holder. So I could take an umbrella, like my disc golf umbrella, and want to make sure I don't hit anything up there. I can feed it all the way through into a pocket here. So it doesn't actually like touch the ground, and it doesn't wobble, and I can tighten it and loosen it depending on how, if I was using a different umbrella, and it's perfect. That was one of the biggest things that sold me on this bag, was having such a sturdy umbrella pocket. This front pocket is pretty simple. I keep Sharpies in here. This bag also came with its own rainfly like included in it. It wasn't additional, so that was another big selling point. Got some Walmart brand Icy Hot, some minis, a little elbow strap, and that's basically what I keep in there. Just try to keep it simple, not carry too much that I don't need. This pocket right here with the Bucky on it is where I keep all my towels. I love having a full pocket of towels so I never have to worry about running out of them. Obviously my mini, my putters. But the coolest thing, and I'll get into these putters in a minute, one of the coolest things about this bag is this pocket where I can hold 3 extra drivers. I typically have my utility disc and any water discs or extras that I want to carry in this pocket. And so I can hold probably about 2 putters or 3 drivers. So it can really expand what I'm carrying. This top pocket is pretty self-explanatory. It holds snacks. It's got a phone pocket right here. This was actually where the rainfly used to be held, and I took the rainfly out and put my chalk bag in there, so it's always easily available. I don't have to open a pocket to get it. I can just stick my hand in and come out, and because of this elastic, it keeps, and there's actually a Velcro as well. it keeps it from getting all over the place. I got towels, I got trail mix, sunflower seeds, beef jerky, all the works. But yeah, that's basically the bag itself. Pretty self-explanatory, but obviously you guys want to know what I'm actually carrying disc-wise, so let's get into it. Okay, so my putters are JK Aviars. I've been using these for about 6 months now, especially these specific putters. The first time I'm using the JK Aviar was when I got these from OTB Discs. Great website, by the way, you should go check them out. And I've really liked them. They start off pretty overstable. These I've gotten beaten in pretty good, so they'll hold a nice straight line on a putt. But I just love how they are flexible enough, because I really do like flexible putters, but they're not too gummy, even in the heat, to where they stick to my hand. So I really like these a lot. My mini, I rotate minis pretty often. I have quite a few, but the one I've been rocking for about the last 9 months is my Jomis Pro Take Your Medicine mini. So got that in the Christmas mystery box that they did last year, so been rocking that. And yeah, JK Aviars, super good. I'm hoping within a few months replace these putters with some fresh ones, and I'll probably start using these as throwing putters just because they'll be really nice and beat in. My approach putters are Rhynos. Sorry, I'm an English teacher, so I'm always thinking about subject-verb agreement. But so I throw Rhynos as my approach putter. I used to throw them about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, and then I stopped. I started trying some other discs, and I've come back to them because they're so reliable and I love them. I have a DX Rhyno here that I've really been tossing a lot. I'm really trying to beat it in, and it's been working really well. This thing is gashed up. So I wanted it to fly straight, to hopefully eventually getting this to fly pretty understable, to complement my Champion Rhyno. I like having the same molds but basically layering them in different stabilities. And even when I start eventually throwing these putters, they're not going to overlap with the Rhynos, because I can drive off the tee with these, especially when I need something glidey, or even for an approach shot, versus these where it's a one glide, so they are like bricks. They're not going to go nearly as far just on their glide alone. So they'll be great complements for my bag. Let's talk about mid-ranges. So when it comes to mid-ranges, I currently only carry 4 mid-ranges. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but truly I throw all 4 of these multiple times during a round, and I utilize my mid-ranges a lot. I just love mids, and so I pretty much layer them. I got 2 of these used, so that has helped with the layering process. But to start, my most understable are Pro Roc. I love this thing. I will throw it flat and it will just turn really quickly. So this is great for hyzer flips in the tunnels, tunnel shots, and in the woods. Great disc in the woods. The next one is my red KC Pro Roc. This is a pretty straight flyer, and it has some fade at the end, way more fade than this Pro Roc. So this is a great step up in stability. The next one is a newer KC Pro Roc that is way more stable than this red one. So once again, another step up in stability. And I really like the way this feels. Mine just has that newer feel to it, whereas this one definitely feels beat in. So I trust this even in some headwind. If I'm really facing headwind, or I really need to throw a forehand shot, I will take out my Roc 3. So a step up on speed and stability. I got this at a recent tournament I played. I got to pick the disc I got on my player's pack, and I knew as I was signing up, I needed a Roc 3. And so the day I showed up to the tournament, this went right in the bag, and I threw it multiple times. I knew exactly what I needed. I knew that this disc would do exactly what I had wanted it to do. So it definitely helped me save some strokes. But yeah, the Roc 3. So 4 mid-ranges, pretty straightforward, all the same mold technically. One is a slight variation. Alrighty, when it comes to fairway drivers, they definitely make up the bulk of my bag, and I do use them a lot. Not to say that I never throw them, but I have multiples of the same molds in here. So here I have 4 molds, but 10 discs. Okay, so I layer even my fairway driver, starting off with my DX Eagle. I had recently purchased a super beat-in used DX Eagle that turned like my Pro Roc here. Lost it, so I'm still working on this one. I've had this one for probably over a year now, or at least close to a year, and it's getting beat in real nice. This thing will fly straight. If I put on a little ante, it will hold that line real nicely. So I'm really hoping by the end of this year and beginning of 2021, this will be quite flippy. I put these two, I put this Eagle in the bag since I lost that DX one. Haven't thrown it too much, but from my few throws with it, I find it to be pretty straight to slightly understable. Obviously it's an Eagle, so it's still going to fade at the end, but I think it'll complement this DX one real nicely. I have another Star Eagle that's way more overstable. Seems a little beefier than other Eagles I've thrown in the past, so I really like this for forehands especially, and anhyzer flexes, because I can trust that this disc is going to fade. Now those are my 7 speeds. Going up to 9 speeds, I have 2 brand new Roadrunners. In the recent tournament I played, I got some money from how I finished, credit that is, with the club that was hosting it. And so I picked up some Roadrunners to complement my Thunderbirds, which I'll get to in a second. I picked up this Greg Barsby 157 gram Roadrunner. Now, if you know anything about Innova, you know that even their understable molds fly pretty overstable when they're brand new. So that's why I wanted to get a super light one so I could really start getting some turn out of it. And also, I want to eventually turn this into a roller disc. I don't have a big roller game, and having a disc like this will definitely help me learn that roller game. So super excited about that. One that's going to take quite some time to beat in is this tie-dye Champion Roadrunner. Super pretty disc. I typically don't like the tie-dye Champions because they just don't always look that great to me. But when I saw this at the disc golf tournament, I knew I had to get it. Super nice. This will take me quite a while to beat in, which is really frustrating because it says -4 turn, and the highest turn rating is a -5. So this is almost the most understable a disc can be, and it flies like a Thunderbird right now. Seriously, I've thrown it flat, it flies like a Thunderbird. So this will take quite some time to really beat in, but once it does, this will be money. Onto my Thunderbirds, probably, aside from the Eagle, probably my favorite fairway driver for consistent throws off the tee, and I'll get to the other one that I just love to throw all the time, no matter what. But first, Pro Thunderbird. I've been throwing this bad boy for probably a year now, maybe a little over, and it flies super straight when thrown flat. I mean, it will even slightly turn a little bit, so I really, really like that, especially as these are still working. I still have something that I can really throw on anhyzer, and it will hold that line really, really well. So Pro Thunderbird, Law of Extra Glide. Next up is a C-Line CD2. It's Discmania. This flies like a beat-in Champion Thunderbird. I recently, a couple months ago, I lost my Jomas Pro 100K Champion Thunderbird. Super sad about that. But this, I got another tournament I played over the summer, and it went right in the bag because it was basically not a super beat-in Champion Thunderbird, but a few months seasoned Champion Thunderbird. So I like it a lot. One that I've had for quite some time that I've tied out on my own is a Paul Macbeth 4-time Thunderbird with a little black die, inverse die, I guess you could call it. I like this a lot for forehands, and if I need something for a backhand with the being champion, it'll be a little bit beefier than it is for my forehand, but I really like this disc for forehands. Now, those are the 3 fairway drivers, including the new Roadrunners, that I know I will throw off the tee a lot. Backhand and forehand. The next one is honestly a mold that I've been throwing almost since I started playing, and that's the Firebird. I absolutely love the Firebird, and it's just a great overstable fairway driver. I really love it for forehands, just a nice flat top. First one I have is a Nate Sexton Sexy Bird. I can't remember what year it is. I think it might be 2018. Not 100% sure. I don't think it's one of the super rare ones, like a 15 or 17, but I think it's 2018. This flies a little bit straighter than my traditional than this Firebird that I'll get to in a second. So I will throw this in a headwind. Obviously, I'm not worried about it turning over, but I know it's not going to fade nearly as hard. So I like this for straighter shots, mainly forehand. I very rarely throw Firebirds backhand. The last fairway driver in my bag is this Star Firebird with a New York Mets stamp on it. Obviously, Mets are my favorite team, being from the Northeast, and this is beefy. I know if I need something even in the headwind that's going to fade a pretty good amount, I'm gonna throw this Star Firebird. Like it a lot, especially for forehands, and this is a Glow Champion, this is a Star. They do feel different in the hand, so also depending on the weather. As you notice, there's only 3 distance drivers left, so let's go ahead. Let's talk about distance drivers. So I don't throw my distance drivers a whole lot, only a handful of times throughout the round. I am a firm believer that most players don't actually need to throw distance drivers. In fact, I think that a lot of them are just way too fast for most players, that a 9 or 10 speed disc is really all you need to be able to score really, really well. However, distance drivers make companies the most money, so it's no wonder that a lot of players have it. I rarely throw distance drivers backhand. My forehand is definitely better than my backhand. I can throw much further. So if I'm pulling out a a distance driver, I'm probably throwing it forehand. This is an Echo Star Wraith that I got beat up, that I got used as well. That's how it's got so beat up. This thing is super flippy. I will throw this on hyzer. It will flip up to flat and turn with just a baby fade. So super great for tailwinds and those like hyzer flip shots in the woods. I really like this disc a lot. I'm still learning it because it's a little finicky, and like I said, I got it used, so I'm not super familiar with it yet. I will be working on that. So I like this disc a lot. The next 2, I have to admit, I am a Paul McBeth fan, and I've done disc reviews on, I don't think I've done a Zeus disc review. Oh wait, no, yes I have. I've reviewed both of these molds. This is the Prototype Paul McBeth Hades. This is not the green one that is super flippy. I actually lost that one, and I'm waiting on that to be returned to me. A guy actually has found it, so just waiting on that to get to me. But yeah, I throw this for forehands. Even depending on the headwind, I would still throw this just because it is so fast. You know, I'm not a 400 to 500 foot distance thrower, you know, just to be completely honest. I don't, even on forehands, I don't throw a disc 400 feet. So even on the headwind, this is obviously going to turn a lot more than a Firebird would, but I'll still get some nice glide and it'll fade back a little bit. My most overstable distance driver that I potentially would throw during a round is the Discraft Zeus. I really love the ESP plastic that these come in. I just like them a lot. And this is a disc where I need a distance driver for a forehand shot. This is going to be too flippy. I will grab the Zeus and I will rip on this in the forehand, and it will do exactly what I need to. It's going to turn a little bit, but it's going to fade back. So definitely a reliable mold. I do like it a lot, and I do like Paul McBeth. So supporting him with the purchase of these discs. Those are the discs that come in the main compartment here. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the 3 discs that I hold in this side pocket. All right, so like I said when I was talking about the bag, there is a pocket here that holds some extra discs. Now, normally I will only keep, I'll keep nothing in here, or I will only keep 1 disc depending on how full this main compartment is. As of right now, I probably don't need to keep these in there right now since I'm not playing a tournament. Hopefully next weekend I will be, so I will obviously put them back. But Kastaplast Rask, one of the best discs I've ever picked up. It's just so useful, not for every hole, not even for every course, every single round I play. But when I need it, I want to make sure I have it. So Kastaplast Rask, always in the bag, always with me on the course. And that's basically it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I don't have a lot of molds. Let's see, if you're excluding obviously my putting putters, I got Rhynos, Rocs. I'm going to include the Roc 3 in that because it is a variation. Eagles, Roadrunner, Thunderbird, Firebird. And honestly, I would stop there for discs that I throw all the time, 6 molds. If you're counting all the discs that I carry, obviously then Wraith, Hades, and Zeus. So that would be 9 molds total. But those final 3 discs, I mean, I could take them out right now and I would be fine to play all of my rounds. I just keep them in there for certain shots I might come across. So that's basically it, guys. I hope this helps you maybe realize that you don't need, you know, 15, 20 molds in your bag, just because that's, one, expensive to replace when you lose one, but also, you know, it's a lot to keep track of because it's so easy to have multiple molds that slightly overlap. So that's basically it. That's my in the bag for the 2020 season. Obviously it's a little late in the year, but we missed about 3 to 4 months of playing. I will more than likely be carrying these same molds into 2021. I've thrown all of them for years and I trust them and I know exactly what they're going to do, and I have a lot of backups here. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And until next time, guys, have a great round.